Did you know that true power lies not in conquering the outside world, but in conquering the inside of yourself? In this video, I will share 3 powerful points that are deeply intertwined. If you miss one, you will not be able to fully understand the other 2. First, we will see how self-control frees us from the slavery of our emotions. Then we will know how it is a real source of mental peace and stability. And finally, we will discover how it helps us conquer ourselves. So stay until the end of the video, otherwise you will miss the main message. Number 1. Self-control teaches us to make independent decisions, not to be slaves to emotions and temptations. In Stoic philosophy, self-control is called the key to true human freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "If you can control your mind, no one can harm you." This means that the outside world is not in our control, but our reactions are completely in our hands. Imagine someone has made you angry. Most people immediately shout or argue out of emotion. They may regret it later. The main problem here is that we become slaves to our emotions. But a self-controlled person pauses in the moment, observes the emotion, and then responds with a cool head. This small pause is the source of their strength. A real-life example. Seneca wrote, "Anger is the greatest slavery." Imagine a businessman who has suffered a loss. Many people break down and make bad decisions, go into debt, or ruin relationships. However, the one who has learned self-control remains calm and plans, gradually turning around in the face of losses. In the process, he retains his ability to make independent decisions. The same is true in our modern lives. The temptations of social media, instant gratification habits such as excessive scrolling, overeating, or unnecessary spending make us slaves to our minds. Without self-control, we are just toys in the hands of others. Have you ever thought about how many times we have made decisions based on emotions that later turned out to be harmful to us? Could you have stopped and calmed yourself down? From this section, we learned that self-control begins with stopping in the moment, calming yourself down, and reflecting. Number 2. It maintains mental peace and stability, which is the real source of strength in any situation in life. Stoic philosophy says that it is not possible for us to stop the storms of the outside world, but it is in our hands to stop the storms within ourselves. Epictetus said, "It is not things that trouble us, but our thoughts about things." In other words, how we view events is the main reason for our peace or unrest. Suppose a person loses his job. Many people panic, blame others, or give up. On the other hand, the person who has achieved mental stability through self-control sees this situation as an opportunity to learn. He thinks, "This is not the end of my life, but a new chapter." His stability protects him from breaking down and gives him the courage to move forward. The example of Marcus Aurelius in history is also powerful in this regard. Even after becoming the Roman emperor, he faced war, epidemics, betrayals. Yet a strange peace is seen in his writings. He accepted every disaster as a natural part of nature. This mental stability has immortalized him as the philosophical emperor. In our daily lives, there are many situations like sudden loss, relationship breakup, or failure in exams. Those who do not have stability in their minds, they collapse in an instant. But those who maintain mental peace through self-control, they remain steady like an anchor even in the midst of the storm. And this stability is the real strength. Have you ever thought about how steady you were in the big challenges of your life? Sharing your experience will inspire others. From this part, we learned that the real strength of life comes from inner stability, when we can remain calm inside, even in the midst of the storm outside. Number 3, self-control helps people conquer themselves, and the one who can conquer himself is the truly strong. According to Stoic philosophy, conquering the outside world is not a great strength, but conquering the weakness of his own mind is the real victory. Epictetus said, "He who cannot control himself is not truly free." We often think of success as money, fame, or defeating others, but true power comes only when we can conquer our inner restlessness, greed, anger, and fear. Let's take a real example. Suppose a student is overwhelmed with anxiety before a big exam. Many people waste time in panic, resulting in poor preparation. But a student who has learned self-control conquers his fear and calmly focuses on his studies. The result? He not only succeeds in the exam, but also conquers himself. In history, Socrates is also considered a symbol of this principle. He was forced to drink poison during his execution. He did not give in to fear or despair, rather he accepted death calmly and steadily. He proved that the one who can conquer his fear is the truly strong. Every day in our lives, there are moments when we have to refrain from overeating, not to hurt anyone in anger, or to overcome laziness and focus on work. These small victories actually lead to great strength. Do you think that the greatest victory in your life is in the outside world or within yourself? Have you ever won against your own weaknesses? From this section, we learned that real strength comes only when we can defeat our inner enemies, greed, fear, and anger. Today we saw that self-control opens the way to our true freedom, maintains mental peace and stability, and ultimately helps us conquer our own inner weaknesses. The Stoics believed that we cannot always control the outside world, but if we can control our own mind, we will be invincible. Remember, the one who can conquer himself is the truly strong. If you find these messages valuable, then like the video. Write in the comments what your favorite Stoic practice is. Share with your friends so that they too can find this path of strength. And if you want to learn more about Stoic philosophy, be sure to subscribe to the channel because knowledge is the true power of the soul.